My next interview is with Rosemarie Tinapey from Akara Yarns. Um, Whenever I see Rosemary's yarn, I don't know why, but I always feel like I smell something. It's very weird, but I always find that her yarns really look like little bouquets. Um, Either a spring bouquet with little pretty flowers all over, little colors, um, or a fall bouquet with birch and dried flowers. I don't know, they always evoke something very flowery to me, and I really, really like that. Um, they are very pretty. I really recommend you go check her Instagram page or her website. Um, Also, what I really liked with our interview with Rosemary is her very, very relaxed and chill vibe. She's a very nice person, and I really enjoyed talking to her. It was like talking to an old friend. So I wish you enjoyed this interview as much as I did.
My name is Rose, short for Rosemary. Everybody calls me Rose. My company's name is Akara Yarns, so I'm a yarn dyer. So recently, my company just grew, and I have my husband joining me, and he quit his job, and now my sister also joined me. So it started on June 2016 when I opened up my first Etsy shop, and then now I have my own website and doing the events locally to me. And to twist, I actually found it online all over Instagram, and I really really wanted to go as an exhibitor. So I just thought, okay, I'll join and see, maybe they'll say yes. So I did, and yeah, that was really really fun. There's a lot of farms in our area, and I usually go outside and look at the leaves, animals. We get a lot of birds in our backyard. Also, recently I have been going more into more nostalgic, so I'm going back to my childhood and thinking about what kind of food did we eat, or sometimes it can be from feelings. It can be from so it also not nostalgic. um so from where I'm from Philippines, and our language is different, so I try to implement like small words, and then you try to explain it to people, and people really love that it stands out more. And I'm finding a lot more Filipino knitters are coming out, and they're saying, oh, that's so nice that you made these colorways. They feel more welcome. I think it's easier to find inspiration when you're pulling from something that you already know, rather than trying to find something new and you're going, no, it's not coming out natural. So this is nice, and then you end up wanting to eat something that you just died. So my day, well, this is a little bit hard to explain now because everything has switched from no quarantine to quarantine. So before, when my son would go to school, that would be my first um thing that I gotta prepare for. So I make sure he has everything going to school, and then once he's gone, that's when my day really starts. So I prepare, dyeing the yarn, soaking them. And usually I would try to do twice a week. But now, since he's been home from March, it's a little bit more difficult to, um, like, I have to entertain him, uh, giving him things to do. So I try to make him help me, but sometimes it doesn't work out. So we do other things, which actually creates more inspiration in terms of now, what can I do at the moment and use it as a positive thing for me, and then maybe I can use it for later, right? Like you're tapping into other things that you haven't really looked into, and then it kind of refreshes your mind uh into what, I don't know, like, I guess it's always like a question mark, right? But like hoping for the best. I don't know, like getting more into things you never really thought you would do. something different out of your comfort zone. I find you always get something good out of your comfort zone. For me, the biggest issue was I like to work alone, especially when I'm dyeing the yarn. Like I definitely have a rhythm that I follow and I do things a certain way. So if somebody interrupts me while I'm dyeing yarn, it's definitely not allowed. Like you're not allowed to go into the room where I'm doing the yarn, because once I start getting into it, um you cannot disrupt the flow. If that makes any sense. But we're working with other people, it's um compartmentalized. Like there's certain things that they can help me with and things that I have to do myself. Like I know what my strengths are and I know what my weaknesses are. So when it comes to, let's say, like finances, I let somebody else deal with that. But also at the same time, I'm learning how to do it myself. So yeah, that's where it actually, now the quarantine actually pushes you to, okay, I gotta do this, right? Even if it's slow, I gotta do it. The foundation for mine would be it's neutral. So I usually go with like earthy neutral colors, like the grays, the navies, all that. um but then like recently I just started going off to more bright stuff, because again, we're all cooped up and I need something fresh. I need something, I don't know, something like exciting, and again, trying the new different things. um So the real foundation of what I use for my yarn dyeing is I need to dye that yarn in order for it to be a sweater. So I'm always thinking about, would I wear it personally for myself if, you know, if I'm the one that's shopping for yarn, right? So I got to put myself in a customer's perspective. So let's say like you're going to a store and then you see something on the rack and you go, oh, I want to wear that. It has to be that sort of same feeling, right? Like you see it and right away you go, I love that 100%. And then you get it. So I want all the customers to feel that satisfaction when they see the yarn. So I have to actually calculate where the colors are going to land, right? So when it's knitted up, you know how it will be, because it looks different when it's in a yarn, right? And then it goes different when it's on the sweater or even socks. So the fun colors, they're more for accessories like socks, because that one you can go a little bit crazy. So that would be the most recent one, when I had a pop-up shop in Espastrico. That was like the highest on my list, because I've been watching their store grow over the years, and I thought, oh, that would be so great if they would carry my yarn at some point. But that was just a wish, and then it became true, and like just how things happened from going to Twist, and then it went to that, and then I didn't want to leave Montreal. This is my full-time job, but I am looking for um something that is going more into health and wellness, because right now people are really really getting stressed out, and even for me, I'm always trying to find something that would be helpful in terms of how to regulate your stress and how to deal with being cooped up inside all the time. I do have a background of social work. I went to college for addictions and community services worker. So it's touching more on like when you're dealing with addiction and like mental health. So maybe one day, I like my wish is to have, this is one of my goals. I wish to have a building where people can just come in, and there would be different kinds of makers, like knitters, painters, making pottery, wood burning, whatever, you name it, just for people to go and feel safe, and make whatever they want and express themselves. Yeah, that's something for the future. So I kept
Okay.
going back and forth from the rock with the stone, and then the blanket. Is it a blanket? Yeah, that was being thrown in the air, and I just kept going back and forth and thinking, I can't dye a colorway just with those two photos together, because again, it's neutral. That's my foundation, right? Those were really refreshing to look at. On the second photo with the blanket, I think just the motion of the blanket being thrown in the air, I don't know, it kind of makes me want to go into more in weaving. And I am planning to get a floor loom. I want to try like so many different things, and I don't know, it's we don't have the space, like we have to create the space for it in the house, or better yet, outside of our house. Yes, so right now we are trying to putting it into motion where I can have my own studio, so where all my stuff can go, because it is taking over our house. Like each room is filled with, like this room right now I'm in, you can't see, there's a lot of yarn here. A lot of knitting paraphernalia, and then my stock for my yarn is in another room. So we need a small house for me to never leave this place and just stay there and make stuff. They laugh at me, my husband, he goes, so basically we're making a house for you, and you're the only person that can live there. And I said, basically yes. You have to put me in the space for me to be able to create more things. And I find that there's a lot of distraction when I'm in the house, especially now. I got animals here, my son, everybody's calling for me, and I'm always needed. So yeah, I definitely need that, definitely need that I think everybody should have their own studio, just so they can have that peace and quiet whenever they need it. Yeah.